Hey guys, welcome back. I am Maria Antoinette and you are now watching MATV. Today I have something super cool for you guys. I am going to finally break down how I do my brows, but I also have some great information for all brow types. So make sure you watch the full video, make sure you subscribe, and let's get started. Starting with your brows, you definitely want to make sure that you have a spoolie. This is an important tool throughout this whole process. We are going to go ahead and brush our brows into the position we want them to be in. Once they're all in place, we're going to take our pencil. Now, sometimes I'll use a gel cream and a brush, an angle brush, but today and here recently, I've been using a pencil as my baseline. It allows me more control and it just looks a little softer than the gel. I like to start off with a light stroking motion in the front to kind of get a feel for how my product is interacting with my skin. And then once I know, I take a continuous swoop back. You want to use the 3-point tip. Corner of your eye, corner of your nose, and then the outside of your nose. That is the shape that your brow should go in. Those are your points. Once we have that built in, you'll notice here that I really don't have any brow in this area, right? So that's where we're filling. You'll notice I'm doing very light strokes. And if you go outside that initial line, it's okay, I got a trick for you for that as well. So now we're gonna go up to the top. And we're going to start to draw out the top of the brow. You'll notice I'm following my own natural shape, but I'm drawing a little above and a little below. See how the difference is? This one is already starting to look fuller, more shaped, complementing my face better, whereas this one is non-existent. In between the hair now, you'll notice that I'm staying away from the front of my brow. We've all been guilty of this or have seen this. If you fill it in too deep in the front, you start to get that perfect geometric shaped brow, and that's just unrealistic. So we want to make sure that we keep it soft in the front. I actually like to go past the line here because I take my finger and I come in and smear that out. You can also do it with your spoolie. I do it with my finger. It's just so much quicker. You kind of find your own rhythm. All right, now that we have our base of our brows complete, we're gonna go ahead and brush out any of that excess product. You see how it's nice and fuzzy? It's almost like it's a shading, right? Now we're gonna come in with some definition to make it look like some hair. I'm taking this angle brush. This is from Eyelure. Very affordable. I'm gonna dab it into my MAC Deep Dark Brunette. Stuff is amazing. It looks like it would be a little bit light, but once you place it onto your hand and or the top of the lid, you see it's very dark, very, very dark. And we're gonna go in and sharpen up those lines that we just made. You'll notice that the wax or the cream really picks up on the brow hair. So it starts to look a little bit more three-dimensional versus flat when we just did the pencil alone. You'll also notice that I'm still focusing merely on the back half of the brow. Now that I barely have any product left on there, I'll come in and give it more of a gradient look in the front. All right, now for the last step. We're gonna take a little bit of our concealer. I love using this Tarte Maracuja. This stuff is amazing. It's a little bit lighter than my skin tone, but it also has a natural oil base, so it gives a natural highlight. So you don't have to worry about highlighting under your brow. A little goes a long way. We're gonna take our concealer brush. I like to warm it up on the back of my hand, making sure that it's not too strong. It prevents you from having to do a lot of work in the end. You're just gonna go in, clean that up. I then take my brush, I go a little forward in, out, and just clean all of that, blend it out. All right, and then you can do the very same thing to the top. You'll notice there wasn't any product really left on the top, but it gave a very clean, sharp line. It's not about having a lot of product, it's just about moving the product from the brow to give it a crisp finish. A nice natural highlight. I'm not doing a lot of blending out. All right, so let's get this one done. With my brows done, concealer on, now it's time for my final touch. I'm going to be taking this Benefits Gimme Brow. This is an amazing product, you guys. If you do not have a brow mascara, you definitely should get one. This is another way to add a little bit more dimension, especially if you do your brows before you do your makeup, like your foundation, your powders. They can get a little bit dusty or dingy. This is a quick way to come in, you see that? And add in more of a three-dimensional effect. All right, and that is my last step. Now, it depends on what I'm doing or where I'm going. I'll use different products, but I always do the same technique. If I'm going out for an everyday look, or I don't want to look too heavy or too Instagrammy, I'll do the Gimme Brow Mascara, or I will do Deep Down Brunette as far as like photo shoots, or if I'm gonna be out and I'm gonna be sweating or anything like that, because this is waterproof and it is foolproof. Like, your brows will not leave or move through the whole day. So this is the product that I'll use for that. And you kind of find your routine and you find what works for you. Now, I know that some of you don't have sparse brows like myself, so I wanna give you some tips and some great products to use, even if you have sweaty, oily brows. So let me go ahead and get the rest of this face together, and I'll be right back with some more tips. For my ladies who have super thick, natural, beautiful brows, but you want to change the shape up a little bit, or you want to fill them in just a little bit, even though you have beautiful brows naturally, I get it. Maybe your eyebrow lady jacked you up a little bit. Here are some of my favorite products for my clients who have eyebrows like that. I really enjoy using a brow gel. So this one is a brow gel cream. This is Fluid Line, and it's called Deep Dark Brunette, and it's from MAC Cosmetics. Now, this one is super amazing. It's waterproof. When I tell you it stays, it stays. This is one of my favorite brow products. It is on the high-end side, so I want to give you one of my favorite drugstore options as well. I love the NYX, or people call it NYX, I'm not sure, whichever, eyebrow gel. This stuff is amazing. It's a great price point. It works just as effective, but it does dry quick, so you have to work quick with this, but it also will stay all day. So this is another amazing one. It comes in several different shades. Great product. Another drugstore brow gel or cream that I really enjoy is Eyelure Pomade. This stuff is also amazing. It comes in a vast variety of colors. It's also going to give you more of a wax base versus a gel base. This stuff is amazing if you have a more naturally thick brow. Not only will it help you control your hair, but it also gives you that color and hue to fill in where you need it. Now, you guys just saw in my tutorial, I used Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, and I used this in the dark brown. This stuff is amazing. It comes with the spoolie on the end, brow pencil on the other end. I really like this because it's thin and it's retractable, so I don't necessarily have to commit to carrying around an eyebrow sharpener or a pencil sharpener. This allows me to work very precisely. Now, for my drugstore one that I absolutely love, it also has a spoolie on the end. This is the Eyelure Brow Pencil. It also comes in a vast variety of colors. This is a firm texture pencil, so you're able to go in a little bit harder, and the color payout on this is amazing. Now, another one that you guys did not see me use, but I do absolutely love this, is also from Eyelure, and this is a brow ink. It comes with two different sides. This is comparable to what you would see with a felt tip eyeliner, but this is actually going to be ideal for coming in and shaping the ends of your brow to give you a very precise point. And then there's also this one that gives you some variety in how thick you want your swipes to be. So if you don't have as much hair and you want to give more dimension and you want to give more of that fine straight line look, this is clutch. It's drugstore, it's affordable, and it is bomb. And it comes in a great array of colors as well. So for my ladies out there, or my guys who have nice eyebrows, you don't have like oily skin, or you don't sweat in your brow, it happens, it would be ideal for you to use a powder. I used to use a powder. I have normal to dry skin, so powders tend to work well with me, especially when I put on my SPF or my serums, because it allows the powder to adhere to my brows. What I find is if you have oily skin, the powder can start to shift or move throughout the day. So this is not ideal for people who have an oilier skin type. But I really love the Eyelure palette, the eyebrow palette that they have. It comes with a variety of different textures and colors. This has a wax texture in it. You're able to use the brush to come in and get the definition that you need. It also has powder where you're able to fill in. Now remember when I said me having my serums or my lotions or SPF on allow the powder to adhere. So if I were using this, I would put the wax base first, which is a beautiful dark brown. I would come in and fill in with maybe a little bit of powder right in the front of my brow, and then it even comes with a highlighter in it or to clean it up and or highlight underneath the arch of your brow. Anything Allure I'm a super fan of. It's affordable, they are innovative with their products, and it's just really good. I know that they also have a thin pencil as well. I just haven't found one and I don't have one. And by the way, none of this is sponsored. You see I'm talking about all different brands, but I literally use all of these brands. I'm only talking to you about brands that I actually use in real life. So let's move on to the brow mascara. There are brow mascaras from NYX, Allure, Benefits, the list goes on. Right now I'm currently using Benefits Gimme Brow. I love the fact that the brush is smaller on it, so I'm able to grab even my sparse brows. If you have beautiful brows and you just want to deepen them, maybe with color, maybe you're a blonde and you want to make them a darker auburn or darker brown, then a brow mascara would be ideal if you don't necessarily want to change the shape of your brows, but you want to define them and or control them. You can also get your brow mascara in clear or any other color. So this is awesome. And I have to actually throw in another person that I like brow mascara from, and it's the Anastasia Beverly Hills. She has a great array of colors down to redheads, blondes, everything. So I do like using those, but right now I'm just using this and my other ones have dried up and I don't have them. But that is another honorable mention for some products that I do like from her. I mentioned that the Allure palette has a highlight powder in it. That's great for highlighting underneath your arch. If you're not as precise with applying your eyebrows, this is going to be like your magic eraser. Any type of concealer is going to be able to work for you. I tend to say go maybe a shade or maybe two lighter underneath the brow because it builds in that natural highlight for you. I like using one that has a little bit of an oil because it gives me a slip. If you have oily skin, do not use one with the oil. You might want to go with the same type of concealer you use under your eyes. That is going to stay and give you more of a staying power. Now this does dry down, but it does give me that luminous shine and reflection from the light that I really like, and I don't have to come in with a powder. Now on the top of my brow, I tend to use the same brush, but I remove most of the product and just come in to clean it up and give it a sharper effect, moving the product into play. If I messed up at the top, I'll use either my same foundation or a skin tone concealer at the top of my brows. We want to really make sure that we are not giving ourselves that halo effect, that really bright brow. I know it works for some people, but some people just don't have the time to blend that down. And these are tips to make it quick and easy for you. All right, so the last thing that I want to share with you guys are your tools. I love using dual items. So this has the angled brush on the end, and it also has a spoolie. There are an array of these. This is from Allure. You guys can literally buy these anywhere, but I like having both so that just in case I'm using a product or I don't have my pencil with the spoolie on it, I always have a spoolie with me because this is so important when applying your brows. It's a good way to remove excess product and buildup. If you mess up and put it on too heavy, it's a great way to brush it out and make sure that you get a nice soft brow. The next thing I like to use is my concealer brush. I love using a small concealer brush. This one is kind of raggedy at this point. Probably should have cleaned it. But I like to just take it and I like to pinch it. I guess that's what I'm doing. I pinch it, and it's really going to be bad to say, but the more buildup you have on it, the more precise you can be with applying it on your concealer and getting that really crisp line. So those are my two favorite tools that I like to use for my brows. These work universal for thick brows, thin brows, no brows. All of these products are amazing. They get my stamp of approval, and hopefully you enjoyed this tutorial. I wanted to give you guys a little bit something more than just me applying my makeup and my brows. Education, background, and of course options. We have our high-end and we have our drugstore. All of these things work amazing. I've worn them all. My brow routine hasn't necessarily changed. It's just the products that I like to use at any given time. So I will see you guys in the next video, and go get them brows laid, girl. See you guys. Bye. Don't forget to hit the like button. Make sure you hit subscribe, and don't forget to check out my latest video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.